Welcome to Tactics Breakdown. The UEFA Champions League is finally over with the group phase games. And we know that this Champions League, after this group phase was introduced, everybody has been loving it, especially with the game week 8, where a lot of games are being played at the same time. Most people go into their betting platforms and try to bet. And on my Bet.Africa, the 18 games were available with 10 plus odds on Bet Builder option that you could bet on. And I know that surely you watching this video, at least you've taken some money in your pocket or you lost all your slips. Don't worry at all. That is why my Bet.Africa is sponsoring this show. They are giving us a free bet coupon to redeem so that our next subsequent games, we can also bet on other games going on. So right now, go into the description, click the link or scan the QR code on the screen. You'll be able to register with the My Bet.Africa family. If you have an account already, don't worry. Use the code TTPOD. You get a chance to get a free 10 Ghana CD bet, and the subsequent games going on, you can also bet on my Bet.Africa, the truly Ghanaian company. Let's go into the UEFA Champions League games. First, we'll look at the score lines. Then now we'll go into the league table. Which teams made the top 8? Which teams also are in the playoffs? And which teams were eliminated? So let's go into the fixtures and their score lines. So the first game was Ajax against Olympiacos. Olympiacos won surprisingly by 2-1. Arsenal against Karat Amati. Arsenal with a 3-2 win there. Bilbao against Sporting. Sporting also with a 3-2 win. Bordeaux Glimt against Atletico Madrid. A 2-1 win for Bordeaux Glimt. Barcelona, the comeback kings in the Champions League, with a 4-1 win against Copenhagen. Bayern Leverkusen with a 3-0 win against Villarreal. Benfica with a 4-2 win. Shocking results against Real Madrid, with Real Madrid getting 2 red cards. Club Brugge against, that is Marseille, a 3-0 win, another shocking result. Dortmund Inter at the Signal Iduna, Inter with a 2-0 win. Frankfurt against Tottenham, Tottenham with a 2-0 win. Liverpool against Karabakh, Liverpool with a 6-0 win. Manchester City Galatasaray, a 2-0 win for Manchester City. Monaco Juventus, the only game without a goal, a 0-0 in that game. Napoli Chelsea, Chelsea came back to win by 3-2. Pafos Slavia Praha 4-1. Paris Saint-Germain Newcastle 1-1. And also we are going to look at PSV Bayern Munich with a 2-1, also with a red card for PSV. Then also Royal Union Saint-Gilloise against Atlanta, which also ended in a 1-0 win for Royal Union Saint-Gilloise. Let's look at some of the games. We'll go into details and discuss what really happened. We'll start with the Arsenal Kramati game. And I think with this game, everybody was expecting Arsenal to surely win. A lot of goals happening. Those who went on my Bet.Africa were looking at a lot of goals happening in this game. And I was surprised with Arsenal conceding 2 goals against a team like Amati, because looking at their team, their setup, they've been conceding a lot. Arsenal are one of the best teams when it comes to clean sheets. In this Champions League, they've just conceded 2 goals in their first 7 games. So conceding 2 goals again in the last game was a big surprise for a lot of Arsenal fans. But I think they will take that glory of they winning 8 games straight in the Champions League group phase for the first time in the Champions League history. And also they getting the chance to qualify as the best team or the number 1 ranked team in the Champions League. Now, they get a chance to play all their second league games from now to the final at home. That is a big boost for Mikel Arteta and his boys. And I think the likes of Victor Gyökeres getting that goal. I know most Arsenal fans were looking at Kai Havertz returning back into the team. He returned with a good goal against Karat Amati. Let's go into the next game that happened. Real Madrid against Benfica. A shocking result for everyone. And I think you will see a tweet here. The tweet says that someone went on a betting platform and chose that in the 18 games being played, no goalkeeper is going to score a goal. And no goalkeeper we know mostly don't get to score a goal. So the odds up there were 15 odds for that person. And the last embers of the game in Benfica against Real Madrid, Trubin, the goalkeeper of Benfica, scored. So that part, the goalkeeper scoring, was a big surprise. Statistics-wise, people would think that Real Madrid should be winning against Benfica. But let's not forget, Benfica is being coached by the top man, Jose Mourinho. And one record Jose Mourinho doesn't want to hear. He hasn't won any game against Real Madrid till today. So today was the day he was able to set that record by winning a game against Real Madrid. And also, Benfica, from nowhere, people were thinking they wouldn't be able to qualify for the Champions League knockout phase, got the chance to qualify. They were the last team on the 24th position. That leads them to now play in the playoffs, reorganize themselves, and make sure if they can do the likes of what Paris Saint-Germain did last season and go on to win the prestigious trophy in the Champions League. Napoli against Chelsea. Liam Rosinha, Antonio Conte, another history also playing on there. Chelsea former manager Antonio Conte. They've not lost a game in Naples since 2024. And Chelsea going there with Liam Rosinha being new to the Champions League. Most people felt like that was the day for Napoli to get a good result against Chelsea. At least they getting the chance to also qualify for the knockout stage. But we saw the game being a bit cagey from the first half. Poor decision making from Liam Rosinha with the setup. Napoli were just running over them. With a penalty, they got the lead. Napoli came in and equalized to a 2-1. João Pedro, that boy coming into this Chelsea team, most people have been criticizing him that after the FIFA Club World Cup, they've not seen the João Pedro we all knew from the FIFA Club World Cup. But today, he showed them with that brilliant shot from outside the box to get Chelsea 2-2 up. And Cole Palmer coming in with 2 assists, helping Chelsea to do the unbeatable against a team like Napoli, getting them their first home defeat in over getting to 2 years. And something Liam Rosinha and his boys are going to be very happy about. Now they are in the top 8 and they are looking at rest until March before they come. Going to touch on is Paris Saint-Germain against that is Newcastle. And one history I'm going to give you on this particular game, they've played 3 times in the Champions League. Newcastle won the first game by 4-0. The second game that was played in Parc de France was also a 1-1 draw. And now another 1-1 draw, meaning Newcastle have that key over Paris Saint-Germain. But today they get a chance to qualify for the top 8, and that is something the likes of Eddie Howe and the Newcastle boys are looking at doing, especially getting the chance to now rest and play in match. They can come in real juveniles and make sure they can put in that record, get into that group phase, next round of the Champions League, and make sure that they can put things in place. So now let's look at the group standings. How is the teams performing? Which teams are in the top 8? Which teams are playing the playoffs? That is in February. The draw would happen, that is on Friday. So I'll bring you every details when the draw comes, where we'll get to know which teams are playing, what are the possibilities, and if you want to go onto the MyBet.Africa app, which teams you should pick, especially in the playoff round. So let's look at the group phase. So Arsenal top the group with 24 points after 8 games, scoring 23 and conceding 4 goals. Bayern Munich second, 21 points, also conceded 8 goals. Liverpool with 18 points, conceding 8 and scoring 20. Tottenham Hotspur, the surprising team in here with their bad form in the Premier League, they got a chance to also qualify as the 4th best team, 17 points, 17 goals, and 7 goals conceded. We are looking at Barcelona, 16 on 5th position, 22 goals, 14 goals conceded. Chelsea seat, 16 points, 17 goals scored, 10 goals conceded. Sporting Lisbon, 16 points, 17 goals scored, 11 conceded. Manchester City, the last team from the top 8 teams, 16 points, 15 goals, and also 8 goals conceded. These are the teams that are in the playoffs. Real Madrid on 9th, Inter on 10th, Paris Saint-Germain 11th, Newcastle on 12th, that is Juventus 13th, Atletico 14th, Atlanta 15th, Bayern Leverkusen 16th, Dortmund 17th, Olympiacos 18th, Club Brugge 19th, Galatasaray 20th, Monaco 21st, Garbach 22nd, and also Bodo Glimt 23rd, and also Benfica 24th. So with this group, we are looking at Bodo Glimt and Benfica have pulled up a big surprise after beating Manchester City last week and now beating Atletico Madrid, got them to the 23rd position. And also Benfica beating Real Madrid, the biggest team in the Champions League, got them that 24th position. Let's look at the teams that surprised that couldn't get into the top 24 teams. With that, we are looking at Marseille lost out with just some few goals. Pafos also lost out. Royal Union Saint-Gilloise lost out. PSV lost out. Atletico Bilbao lost out. Napoli with Antonio Conte lost out. Copenhagen lost out. Ajax, Frankfurt, Slavia Praha, Villarreal, and Karamat Amati. I think the most surprising teams to fall out are Ajax, Villarreal, and also Napoli. We know them to be giants in their country. Napoli fighting for the league title, Ajax fighting for the league title in Netherlands, and also a team in Villarreal, also on 3rd position in the La Liga, also fighting for that is the league title. This is a Champions League review. Let us know in the comment section which teams are you tipping are going to meet each other in the knockout stage, especially from the 9th to the 24th position. We'll come back after the draw on Friday, review the games, and look at which teams are we tipping to get into the next round to face the top 8. Don't forget, this show is brought to you by MyBet.Africa. Like, subscribe, and let us know in the comment section which teams are you predicting to face off in Friday's draw. Thank you.